I've always wondered, because at the very end of Bridesmaids, Melissa McCarthy's character, Megan, reveals that she put a handgun in Dougie's carry-on bag as you guys are heading off to your honeymoon.
I forgot about that.
And I do wonder, like, in some other world, is like Lillian in prison to this day for trying to smuggle a handgun through TSA?
Wow, you really thought about that.
Well, I wonder, like, wouldn't that be hilarious if we know there's sort of never going to be a sequel, but wouldn't that be great if it started you guys getting out of prison or something?
Oh, Dougie.
Dougie
really screwed up, and it's not even his fault.
But it's so
That's Megan.
All the missed opportunity. I saw Paul Feig not long ago, and I've
Feig.
never asked this question.
I never thought about that. That's a real nice
deep cut moment
that you just drudged up.
I feel like every time you watch, even though I've seen it like 1 million times, you just notice something different every time because that movie's just so brilliant that you pick up on.
It's jam-packed. I think what I realize in retrospect about that movie is that there are so many good little nuggets in there because we really did we workshopped all those scenes for a long time. I mean, Annie and Kristen wrote a brilliant script, but we would go and rehearse it, and then we would improvise for a really long time, and then somehow we'd come back in for rehearsal and there were new pages. And so I think some of those morsels got in there on top of a brilliant script already. So I think it's really jam-packed. Plus, so many of us were at the Groundlings together and knew each other before. And when you have that performance chemistry already with people, it's kind of like a shorthand. You know how to set them up for success. So there's a lot of great back and forth in there. I mean, Nat Faxon and I come from that same era. Melissa and Nat and I were all in the Groundlings together. And there's nothing better than making comedy with people you've known forever that know your vocabulary, and you just set yourself up all the time. So there are moments on Loot where Nat and I get to do that. And it's really fun because you don't even think about it. It's just already, it's like seeing an old friend. You're just, those conversations are waiting in your back pocket. And it's such a nice way to work.
Like, release the 4-hour cut of Loot where it's like one episode, 4 hours long. Like
of
edited
me and
down.
Nat.
You have Nat just
going back and forth
at a conference or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a luxury to be able to do that.
Yeah.
It is. And I think I figured it out late in life, but I'm so glad that I did. And really, it comes from the kernels of sketch comedy and improv. You find those safe places that really help you nurture comedy and information. And I to this day, I know that's why Bridesmaids, people fell in love with the relationships in that. There's a natural chemistry in that cannot be replicated. There's something about those relationships that just make it that much funnier and that much more seamless and silky smooth.